Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel where we continue to bring you new player data and analysis. This time, we're analyzing 4 of the latest legendary pool players. The card pool still has a 15% chance for 3-star players, and each of the 4 new legends has a 0.7% probability. The older legends have a slightly lower chance, with legends having SS skills at 0.0583% and those with standard S skills at 0.1181%, which is double the probability of the SS skill legends. Let's start with SS player Puyol. Before diving into Puyol's analysis, I want to briefly introduce the new player ability charts we're using. These charts will be the foundation for data information in our future card review videos. The main information in the chart can be roughly divided into 4 areas. The top left corner contains basic player information, including the avatar, name, type, position, club, nationality, and high/low ball proficiency. The player's attribute information is indicated by the color of the name, with red here representing a power attribute. Next is the stats area, mainly divided into 3 columns. The far left shows the basic stats from the game's player data page, including stamina. The middle column represents in-match, IM, basic abilities, the calculation of which has been covered in previous videos. Those interested can refer to those videos for details. The rightmost column shows strength and ability, SA, data based on player ability categories discussed in a previous episode. Strength and ability points, SAP, are allocated more than what a player can maximally obtain, allowing the calculation of possible maximum ability limits. Note that there are 2 speed data points, the left one is basic, and the right one includes SA and trait bonuses. The stamina data has 3 numbers, the middle one is after a 10% stamina boost when placed in the main position, and the rightmost is the effective stamina with traits reducing stamina consumption. This will be optimized in future versions of the chart. The bottom left corner lists main traits but not subtraits, as subtraits can be removed or replaced at any time. This section provides more comprehensive trait information than the game, including subtypes, helping quickly identify the trait's function. Trait levels and bonus values are also displayed, with additional levels like SSS, SS, and AA not present in the game. The largest area on the right displays the power of special moves in various situations. This includes 4 groups. The leftmost yellow area shows the power of special moves, with the player's primary skills directly displayed here. The blue area to the right shows power when directly using special moves under 4 conditions: basic power, power with the first trait active, with the second, and with both. The red area varies depending on the type of move. For shots/high/low balls, it shows power against block moves. For goalies, it shows power against long shots. For other skills, it shows power when the guess is correct. The rightmost green area is for sensitivity analysis, showing the bonus from attribute suppression and a 4% trait boost. This player chart is still in its early stages and will be optimized for data and format in the future. Our goal is to present all necessary player data in the simplest, most direct, and comprehensive way. If you have any thoughts or suggestions, please share them in the comments, and I'll incorporate them into the chart design. Now, back to Puyol. This is his first 3-star card as a legendary player. As a mainstay of Spain's defense and former captain of Barcelona during their dream era, Puyol truly deserves his SS status. Note that legendary players currently belong only to national teams, not clubs. This is a minor disadvantage, as they can't benefit from club bonuses, including those from various event matches. But considering these players are generally very strong, it's a balance mechanism. It's also possible that club-affiliated legendary players may appear in the future. Puyol's value distribution is typical for a central defender, with qualified defensive abilities and block being the highest. His offensive capabilities are decent, speed is average but slightly low, and stamina is quite high. Overall, he's a well-rounded player with all abilities being above average. Analyzing his traits and skills, his primary trait 1 is in triple S level duelist, the highest level in the game, offering a 15% ability boost when guessing correctly in duels. This is a terrifyingly high value, equivalent to having 4 additional 4% traits. His primary trait 2 boosts abilities against shooting, which is curious given his high block value and that his main skill is not block but tackle. His block is an A+ level 205 power move, explaining the need for trait 2. However, this setup seems somewhat wasteful. Puyol's design closely resembles last week's Bremer, both combining duelist and weakened shooting. However, Bremer's main skill is blocking, making more sense. Still, an SS icon player like Puyol offers higher benefits than an S premium like Bremer, thanks to more rational design. Looking at his blocking data, a 223 power S block results in a 41.1k power, while his inherent 205 power A level block has 38.2k power. This shows that against many speed attribute strikers and some top power attribute strikers, an S block is necessary. High/low ball data is not too important here, so we'll skip it. His inherent 260 power SS tackle has a 44.5k power, enough to defend against all players, with significant leeway. A 223 power S interception and his inherent S tackle both have a 39.5k power, only allowing a few top technique attribute players to slip through. For player builds, the skills are straightforward. S block is important, and S interception should be bought from the store. The remaining skills are less crucial. For SA, use the standard central defender configuration: 5 for block, 4 for tackle, 4 for interception, 2 for power, and 1 for technique. For traits, adding another duelist ensures stable ball control upon guessing correctly, or you can choose traits that boost overall abilities, like defending third. In summary, Puyol is a great central defender. His main trait 1 ensures he can reliably take the ball if the guess is correct. If you don't like guessing games, he requires some investment. 5 stars for this central defender. Next, we have Socrates, a midfielder who can only play centrally. His offensive abilities are stronger, with all above 12k, and the highest being shooting. Unfortunately, he lacks a 235 power shooting skill, which seems a waste. His defensive abilities are weak, but his stamina is high. His S trait increases the stun time of opponents after winning a duel. Honestly, this trait isn't very useful. It's mainly for winning the initial ball duel against forward players, extending their stun duration and slowing down their counterattacks. The A-level trait, middle third, is excellent but only adds 2.8% ability, which would be better if it were an SS level. If you remember the player we introduced last week, you'll notice their traits are exactly the same. The main difference between them is the preferred position. The previous player had stronger defensive abilities, while Socrates leans more toward offense. Returning to Socrates, let's look at his skill power. His shooting ability isn't outstanding, mainly due to the lack of a 260 or 235 shooting skill, making his inherent 205 power shot somewhat weak. His offensive ability is decent, but his defense is really lacking. Let's examine his duel abilities more closely. While his shooting ability is strong, he can't easily dominate against several top premium goalkeepers, especially those with technique and speed attributes. However, he can perform well against all power attribute goalkeepers. His passing ability is quite formidable, only controllable by top interception players. Against most forward players, he can almost pass without any hesitation. His dribbling is much weaker, often requiring a guess. His defensive ability is too weak to list, certainly susceptible to being exploited by organizing players. As for his build, the skills don't need much discussion. S tackle and S interception are essential. A ramming is necessary for dueling, and S ramming would be ideal, though hard to obtain. The same goes for S dribbling. For SA, focusing solely on offensive ability is advisable, while traits should enhance his passing ability for more stable playmaking. In summary, Socrates is not the best design. His wasted potential in shooting and weak defense make him less effective. His main role is to organize attacks from the CAM position while occasionally stunning opposing forwards. Having several players like him can significantly enhance team organization. Let's give him 4 stars for his strong passing. Next, we have Torres, a classic ST flat shooter, a type abundant in the game. His value distribution is also classic, strong in shooting and dribbling, with decent defense for a forward. His stamina is average, but his speed is excellent. His S trait extends invincibility time, previously seen in Mbappe, which is useful for forwards in two ways: winning duels at the start to run into the box for a shot, or using extended invincibility time after a defensive win for a counterattack. It's strategically significant. His A-level trait, Master of the Guess, offers a decent 7% boost, synergizing well with his primary trait. His skills are the typical 235 S shooting and 205 A-level dribbling, though I'm not a fan of A-level dribbling. Many cards are designed this way. Let's briefly look at his abilities. While his shooting is strong, it's not top tier. Other abilities aren't remarkable, mostly reliant on guessing. The table against goalkeepers shows his strong shooting, capable of dominating regular goalkeepers. However, he struggles against several top premium goalkeepers, especially technique and speed types. He can handle all power attribute goalkeepers, though. Other abilities aren't worth detailing as they require guessing. For his build, S tackle and S interception are mandatory for a counter-attacking forward. A level 1-2 is necessary, and S dribbling, though hard to get, would be better. There are two SA and trait strategies, one focusing on domination, the other on guessing. The latter emphasizes shooting, evenly distributing remaining points, and equipping several S-level duelist traits from the store, enhancing his counterattacking and disruptive capabilities. In summary, Torres' traits and value distribution are quite good, focusing on winning duels to take advantage of extended invincibility time. His defensive capability is notable among forwards. However, as a 235 power shooter without shooting trait boosts, he falls short compared to 260 power SS shooters. He's a strong candidate for a 4-star rating, though I recommend prioritizing SS shooters. Lastly, let's discuss Desailly. Another defensive player, his main position is central defender, with a secondary CMD position, offering slightly more flexibility. His defensive values are very high, even surpassing Puyol, with all defensive skills between 11k and 12k. His offensive abilities are weak, but he has good speed and high stamina. His S trait, FW Killer, is decent for defenders, slightly limiting his activation as a CDM. His A-level trait, Defensive Third, is among the best, offering a solid boost. Both traits increase abilities, and given his already high values, he makes for a formidable defender. The skill power chart reflects this, with various conditional data. The most relevant data is on the far right under trait 1+2, which is generally active. With both traits active, his all-around defense is around 40k, even when guessing wrong, or around 35k. Compared to Puyol, who only reaches about 30k when guessing wrong, Desailly poses a significant defensive threat. Looking at duel data, if you have an S block, Desailly's blocking is impressive, capable of dominating all speed and power attribute strikers. Only against a couple of top technique attribute strikers does his block fall short. His inherent 205 power S tackle is also strong, but against top technique attribute dribblers, it's less effective. Upgrading to an S tackle improves this considerably, leaving only two top technique dribblers unchallenged. His inherent S interception, like his tackle, has a 39.5k power, letting only two top technique players through. For his build, the skills are straightforward. S block is important, as is S interception from the store. The remaining skills are less critical. For SA, use the standard central defender template, 5 block, for tackle, for interception, 2 power, 1 technique. For traits, adding another duelist or traits that boost overall abilities, like defending third, is recommended. In summary, Desailly is a conditional 5-star player. If you have a block skill, he's nearly flawless as a defender, but without it, he's vulnerable as a CB and limited as a CDM due to trait activation requirements. For traits, prioritizing defensive third maximizes his domination ability, or you can opt for the simpler duelist from the store. That concludes our detailed analysis of these 4 players. In general, the 2 defenders are excellent, one stable in guessing and the other dominant. The midfielder has strong offense but weak defense, and the striker is well-rounded but average in shooting. Overall, the legendary pool maintains quality, especially considering the chance to draw other strong legends and regular players. The new data charts should help you understand player abilities more intuitively. Your feedback is always welcome. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.